Hello everyone, and welcome to my house, to my home. My name is Stefano, and today we are showing a little bit of the thought process, if there is such a thing, behind the edits that I've done and they're coming out soon for Africa 7. I've been a fan of Africa 7 for a while. I've been buying a lot of records and I've been sampling from them before. I shouldn't be saying that, but now it's not a secret anymore. So when I decide to do an edit, there is never a particular reason. You know, sometimes I'm attracted by drum breaks. You know, my editing, love comes from hip hop. You know, when I was a kid and I tried to make hip hop beats with an MPC, you know, like everyone in the late 90s. And so what you were looking for was always the drum break. You know, the moment in the song where the other instruments were playing, and then you could get the drums. You know, famously James Brown and Manu Dibango. So many drum breaks are out there. So that's one of the first things that I look for. But in this case, you know, being all African music, I knew that the drums and the percussions were gonna be sick. So I was looking for something else. I was looking for a crazy synth, or I'm really a fan of all the psychedelic synth stuff that went on in Africa in the 70s, you know. And so I was looking for something a bit bizarre, a bit psychedelic, less maybe normal Afrobeat and more, you know, synths and, you know, played in space by cats. I tried basically a few things and I always thought, okay, that's the one, this is really cool, a cool groove, and then it wasn't, and then it wasn't, and then the day started going, and then eventually it was a song from this record that I picked. Turns out that I have sampled that very song years ago and I have made a record with it. And I never released it. You know, I was playing it all the time. I was planning to finish and tweak it, but I never did. And it was one of my favorite records that I made, but I completely did not make the connection that song I made with the same sample that now I was given. When that happened, it was one of the happiest moments of my life. And the record is quite, it's not a super happy record. It's more like melancholic, and I wanted to make a pretty fun version for it because I remember the whole story. I was actually about to play at a very fun festival and I wanted to have a festival happy song. So I chopped the track and I completely, you know, played around with all the, you know, you can see I've got some, you know, gigantic, you know, bizarre machines, you know, that do a lot of blippy, floppy stuff, but also some incredibly romantic piano solos. If I just play you the sample here, when it's the first time that we hear the vocal properly, you see, and then, so that's it by itself. But then I started adding a little bit of context, some of my drumming in that. But then my favorite part, which is pink, because I make my favorite parts in quite a bright sort of manly pink. It's when really the best part of the song, in my opinion, where there is this big guitar solo. When you get to play with these samples and with these material, there is the danger is that there is so many directions you can go. You know what I mean? It's everyone. I bet you give this record to other 5 producers and they will do 5 completely different things. You know, and that's the beauty of it. To conclude, I'm super happy about this. I can't wait for this project to drop. It's gonna be pretty sick because together with my versions, there will be on the same vinyl, there will be also the originals, so one can decide which one you want to play, and it's just a very exciting thing, you know. And I think after me the next record will be by Optimo, the next edits, and I'm already planning to do a couple more, so I might come back on this series. So man, it's really cool, and I can't wait for people to have this record. I think they're gonna play it and dance and make love to it, I hope. Alright, hello everyone, welcome. Hello everyone.